All right, greetings, everybody. This is Bishop Perry Ford once again on Tuesday. This will probably be shown about 6:45 tonight. I want to record something to talk to you about. At the bottom, you can see we're going to talk about Steward for strength, how your physical health impacts your spiritual calling. We often treat our physical and spiritual lives as two separate entities. We assume that as long as our soul is healthy, our physical habits are secondary. But the Bible presents a much more integrated view of the human person. Your body is the vehicle in which your calling has the ability to live out, to be lived out, rather. If the temple is crumbling due to neglect, it limits your capacity to carry out the work God has placed in front of you. Taking care of your health is not an act of vanity, it's an act of stewardship. Taking care of your health is not an act of vanity, it's an act of stewardship. The capacity for service. The Apostle Paul was direct about the value of our physical state. He didn't view the body as a distraction, but as a dedicated space for the spirit of goodwill to do of God, where there's the spirit of God to dwell. In 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20, Paul says, Do you not know that your body are the temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you were bought at a price. Therefore, God honor God with your bodies. When we neglect our health, we diminish our stamina, whether it is showing up for your family, leading in your church, or pursuing rather a professional goal. Your physical energy dictates your level of impact. Your spiritual energy dictates your level of impact. You cannot pour out from an empty cup, and you cannot run life's marathon in a body you have failed to maintain. Push, pause, rewind, play. You cannot, I say this again, you cannot pour out from an empty cup, and you cannot run life's marathon in a body you have failed to maintain. Let's look at Florence Nightingale. A powerful example of this integrated integration is found in the life of Florence Nightingale, known as the Lady with the Lamp. She believed her work in nursing was a divine calling from God. However, during the Crimean War, rather, she worked herself to the point of total physical collapse. For years afterwards, she was largely bedridden, rather, due to extreme exhaustion. While she continued to influence policies from her bed, she often lamented about how much more she could have accomplished if she had possessed the physical strength to be on the front lines of reform. She learned that while God can use you in our weakness, He also calls us to be wise stewards of the strength He has given us. There is a direct link between your physical state and your mental environment. There's a direct link between your physical state and your mental environment. Chronic exhaustion and poor nutrition often lead to brain fog, making it much harder to hear the small, still voice of God. When you are physically drained, and when we are physically drained, we are more susceptible to irritability, anxiety, and the noise of the world. I need to say that again. When you are physically drained, you are more susceptible to irritability, anxiety, and the noise of the world. A rested, nourished body provides the sharp mind needed for spiritual discernment. Proverbs 14:30 tells us a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. It is a cycle. Your spiritual peace regulates your physical health. Your physical health supports your spiritual focus. I'm going to say that again. Your spiritual peace regulates your physical health, rather, and your physical health supports your spiritual focus. The power of the pivot, stewardship in the small things. Spiritual discipline and physical discipline are two separate sides of the same coin. Pastor Justin Franklin shared in a sermon the power of short prayers. We don't need a massive overhaul to see change. We just need a moment of connection with the Father to reset our focus. We don't need a massive overhaul to see a change. We just need a moment of connection with the Father to reset our focus. If you have been feeling sluggish, depleted, or disconnected, try using these short prayers the rest of this week to pivot back toward health. Stewardship prayer. Lord, help me to treat my body as your temple today. Give me the discipline to choose what fuels me over what depletes me. The strength pivot. Father, I ask for physical energy to match the calling you've placed on my life. Renew my strength as I wait on you. Rest pivot. I release the pressure to produce every hour. I trust you with my work as I choose to rest my body tonight. True maturity is recognizing that your health is a tool for your purpose. As you pray and ask the Holy Spirit for logic and common sense to take care of the temple so we can complete the task. 3 John 1 and 2 says, Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along as well. I pray that you prosper in good and prosper in being good in health, even as your soul prospers. So let's make sure that we steward our strength because it has a physical impact on our spiritual calling. Grace and peace.